friends, it's Bella and welcome to Beauty on a Budget. I wanted to talk to you today a little bit about dupes and finding similar palettes to the high-end palettes. I think probably the first Naked palette came out is when the dupes really started coming out, and I don't know how many dupes there are for the Naked palette. For the original, well, all the Urban Decay Naked palettes, there's just so many dupes for them. I've got one by W7. Now, here's the story. This is one of the first dupes that came out. I've still got the brush in there, so that's the dupe. This is in the Buff by W7. It was in the tin, and it looks like this. Now, colour-wise, yes, it was good. You know, you could put it next to the Naked palette and it was good. But the texture, the performance and the longevity wasn't great. It wasn't great. It was the first of the dupes, really. Well, I would say one of the first of the dupes. But it wasn't that great. I've still got it and I keep it for comparison reasons, but I very rarely use that now. The ones in the tin took a lot more work. But there is so many, there is so many makes that do it, and I think every brand does something similar to that, don't they, with that layout and the long shadows going along. I don't think there's a brand that doesn't do it after Urban Decays. But the beginning ones, the ones at the start, the dupes weren't good. They weren't. But now, honestly, I can say that there's some that are really perfected and that the copies are excellent, you know. So as someone who's done a lot of testing of dupes, I thought I'd put together the ones that I think are the winners for you. Now, you all know that I love Makeup Revolution. I do love Makeup Revolution. I think they're excellent brand, and I think that they're reloaded palettes. They've got a set of palettes reloaded, and I think they are probably one of the best high street pigment for pigmentation, for lasting, for longevity, for blendability. They are excellent. The Revolution Reloaded palettes are excellent. But I think what's happened with Revolution is I still like them. Don't get me wrong. I still really, really like them. But I think it's got a little bit of quantity as opposed to quality now. I think Revolution have put so many palettes out. You've heard me speak before. If I go on the Revolution site and I get a palette that was out 2 months ago for next to nothing, because it's on the site for next to nothing, because they've had so many out since then. So that side of it's really good. But I think they put so many out now, and I haven't had any since the Reloaded palettes. Including the ones that they do when they collab. I haven't had any since the Reloaded palettes that have lived to that mark, to the standard of the Reloaded palettes. I haven't found that. The Emily palette was excellent, but it was after that, and then the Reloaded palettes come after, and then it started getting a little bit. We started getting a little bit drowned by them. They put so much out. There was palettes every week coming out from them. And I wonder, and it's just my opinion, if you when you put that sort of quantity out, what about the quality, you know? So I've not bought a lot of new Revolution palettes, Makeup Revolution palettes, because I'm just not keen on the newer ones. But if I find one that's like the Reloaded, and I will continue to build my collection up of the Reloaded palettes because they're excellent. But overall, what would I say was the best dupes? As I said, there are an awful lot. And I think, although the W7 weren't winners for me in the original palettes, the palettes they've brought out now, that they started with duping Anastasia's Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance, they brought out a palette called Delicious. This is what I've got on my eyes now. And this is a dupe for Modern Renaissance. It's well worn. Anybody who knows Modern Renaissance will know that that's the layout of that. This is an excellent dupe. It's excellent. This look that I've got on now will look like this when I go to bed tonight. Well, it won't because I wash it off. It'll look like that when I go to do my skin routine tonight. It lasts all day and the pigmentation is great. I'll give you a little swatch on my finger so you can see. You might ask why I don't do a lot of swatches. That's the tan. The reason I don't do a lot of swatches is because my swatches turn out nothing like they do on my eyes. I think maybe some people's skin is different or matches more. I don't know. But I know that I can do a swatch on my arm and it will turn out nothing like that on my eyes. And vice versa. I could do one and think, you know, it's wonderful on my eyes, and try to do a dupe on my arm, swatch on my arm to show you, and it's just nothing like it. So I don't do a lot of swatches on my arm because for me, and I don't know if it's just me, but they don't give a true story of what the product is like. So I don't tend to do a lot of swatches. But they are, you can see by my eyes that they're very pigmented. So that's the first one that came out. Now these ones are in the cardboard box, not to be confused with the ones in the tin box. Yeah, this is the first of these cardboard boxes. And they're excellent, excellent, excellent dupes. Excellent. The next one was the next one that I bought. The next one I bought was On the Rocks. And what was that one called now? It's the Subculture, isn't it? So that's the dupe of the Subculture palette. On the Rocks. And you can see that's the dupe. Now, the Subculture palette didn't go with a bang, did it? An awful lot of people didn't like. I like the colours in the Subculture palette, I've got to admit, but it didn't go with a bang, and not a lot of people liked it, and it could apparently look quite muddy. The thing with the lower end palettes is sometimes they're not as pigmented, or you have to build them up a little bit more. You have to work a little bit more. Now, I like that because if something is too pigmented to me, and I heard that this is a lot of the trouble that they got with the Subculture palette, is that it was so pigmented and so powdery that it just sort of all muddied together. This doesn't do that. This doesn't do that. It is pigmented, but it's not so pigmented that you can't work with it. I like this one a lot as well. I really like this one a lot. I like the mustard colours and the greens. It's very unusual colour in this palette, and it didn't go down with an awful lot of people didn't like this, but I think a lot of that wasn't so much for the colouring. I think it was for the consistency and how it blended. But this one's great, and I had no trouble with that whatsoever. So that's On the Rocks. Again in the cardboard. It's the cardboard ones you've got to look for. Like I say, it's the reloaded ones with Revolution. With W7, it's the card packets you need to look for. So the next one is called Romance. I love this one as well. And this is a dupe for, what is it? Soft Glam. This is a dupe for the Soft Glam palette. It's lovely. You've seen me wear this a lot of times. I really, really like it. Really like it. I like all these palettes. I think these cardboard palettes from W7 are among the best that there are for dupes. It's called Seduced. Now you ladies who know the palettes will know this. So this one's got the glittery finish, this, and it's called Seduced. And it's still got the thing in it, and that is a dupe for the Sultry palette. Also lovely. I love this. These are among my favourite palettes. They are. I really love them. I love how they work and how they blend, and they're lovely, and they're not muddy. They're lovely. And the brush you can't get with them. Let me show you the brush you get with them. It's a really nice brush, because normally the brushes that come with the palettes, I just discard them. But these are, it's a really nice little brush. Look at that. That's a really nice fluffy brush. I like the brushes a lot with this. So, yeah, that's the one that's a copy of the Sultry palette. You can see my paintings at the back there. And I like that a lot. I love that. I love that. Now, the next one I have is a dupe. It's in the same cardboard again, but this is not an Anastasia dupe. You'll be able to tell by the name, I know you will. It's called Dusk Till Dawn. I've dropped one of these. This is the colours. This one is missing because I dropped it out and stood on it. That's me all over. And this is a dupe for the Huda Beauty palette. Desert Dusk, is it? Desert Dusk? And it's a dupe for that. And I've done a look with this. And it's excellent. It's just excellent. You know, I think some of us are looking for palettes, and you know, if you're on a budget, it's hard, because I love all these palettes. You know, I love all the ones that come out. I love especially if you're like me and you've got that passion. Oh, I want to try that. I want to try that. You know, and you can't financially. You can't. You really want to know what's the best alternative, and you know, that's my job really, to try and find you the best alternatives. And certainly I would say that these are the best alternatives in the cardboard boxes. There's a few more I want, yeah. Okay, so the last one I want to share with you is one of my favourites, and it's called Spaced Out. Now, a lot of people are saying this is a dupe for the Kat Von D Shading Light palette. It's not. The Revolution palette is a dupe for the Shading Light palette. That's excellent dupe. But the reason it isn't is this is all shimmer, but not, well, there's a couple of mattes in it, but they've all got a slight gloss, even, no, there's a couple of mattes, but most of those are shimmers. But let me tell you, it's a beautiful accompaniment. Is that a word? To the Shading, what would be, that's a copy, but the Shading Light type palette. It's lovely because this is all mattes and this is all shimmers, or very slight shimmers or silks. So you've got these you can put on your lid if you want to do that. You like that little bit of glitter or shine, or you're a decent look on your lid, which I do. They work so well together, guys. I really love these two. So that isn't, the colour wise, yes, I'd say colour wise it's quite good, but the consistency is not the same. It's not the same look at all. It's, I don't know if you can see if it's the shimmers there. They're much more shimmery, but more silky, more, they're not glitter. I don't know if I can, glitter. See if I can show you what I mean. You might be able to see what colour's this. This one is Comet. I don't know if you can see. Can you see? It's not a really sparkly glitter. This one is Space Waste. What a strange name. Is that one? And then this one is, what's that one called? This is one of my favourite ones. That one is called Earth. You see, guys? It's just really nice neutral colours, but it's not a, it's just got that a bit of a sheen to it that this palette hasn't, because that is all mattes. And they work so well together, those two. So, they're my favourites for budget end makeup. I hope you like this video, guys, and if you'd like me to do anything else like this, you know, to try and find the best ranges and so forth, which I do on a continual basis, really. But when I really want to just share those palettes with you, because the boxed ones from W7 are excellent palettes. And we don't have to not have a certain look, or we don't have to go without if we can't, you know, our pocket doesn't reach to the high end. We can still have the look and still look nice. So that's why I wanted to bring you those. So I hope you enjoyed that. I always say that because I always do. If you'd like me to do any looks with any of those palettes, please let me know and I'll be happy to do that for you. As I said, this is the Delicious palette, which is the dupe for Maison Renaissance. I will see you in my next video. Please take care of yourselves and thank you all for being here. If you like my videos, please consider giving me a thumbs up and subscribing to my channel and ticking the little bell so that you always know when I've got a video coming. It would help me and I'd really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here. I'll see you soon. Bye guys. Bye.